Hello, and welcome to Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park. We are here tonight with the Hot Fuel Racing Short Track Series. Here with the SRX cars. Some short track racing tonight around the IRP Lucas Oil Speedway here in the Indianapolis area. Let's go ahead, take a look at our starting info here tonight. The Hot Fuel Racing Series here on season number 2, race number 4. We change up the car and the track every week here. So this week, taking on the SRX cars with the Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park as our destination track. Almost half mile, just a little bit over a half mile, 0.67 mile, 860 feet of elevation, 40 mile an hour pit speed road limit, 84 degrees out in the air, and 121 on the track. So that track gonna be slick, it's gonna be hot. These cars definitely gonna be fighting for grip here tonight. 8 mile an hour, 9 mile an hour wind to the east-northeast. We've got one set of additional tires here tonight. And of course, with the SRX cars, once again, 100% fuel load here tonight. And they are running some custom fixed setups. The league owners making a setup as best as they could to try to fit everybody. So it's not a iRacing setup. They got one for the drivers there tonight. And of course, Greg Thilesen up in the booth for Push the Edge Productions. Glad you guys are here and joining us on this Tuesday afternoon, or Tuesday night now actually. I hope you guys having a great one. Before we go any farther, let's take a look at our series points here so far. Tyler Daniels in that 45, leading them out in front right now. Ahead by 14 points in front of John Spizak and Austin Toller, that 54 and the 46. Tied for second there. Brad Daniels, Joshua Dunn tied for 4th. That's kind of your top 5. Then Ken Dunn back in 6th. Christian Alston, Travis Shepard, Richard Culbertson, Jason Berg rounding out your top 10. Hunter Mitchell, Devin Clark, Carson Howe, Robert Grugan Jr., myself, Greg Thilesen. I got to run with them last week. Fortunately, didn't have everything set up, so I ran a fun race with them last weekend. Jason Johnson, Landon Coleman, rounding out your series championship points here so far. 4 races into the season. Got about 5 minutes left here in practice. The drivers getting those last few sets of laps to get those cars dialed in there. Taking a look. Joshua Dunn in this 91 out here. Looks like a Sparco sponsored machine for that 91. Currently sitting back in 3rd in practice. Jump over to this Tyler Daniels number 45 machine. He's currently up in 2nd. That Daniels Motorsports machine. Jump over to that 46. Austin Toller making some laps. Another Sparko on the back of that car. Jegs on the front. A little bit of Monster Energy on there as well. Taking a look at those standings here. Jump back to the 5 of Fred Daniels. He's back in 8th currently. The only other driver out on track other than these two drivers, Austin Toller and Fred Daniels, Hunter Mitchell. They're in the 16 machine. Manscaped number 16 right there. I see John Spizak, that Marlboro machine, joining the racetrack. Joined with Jason Johnson and Jason Berg right there. Jason Berg currently up on top of the board in that 21 machine. What a great looking number 21 for Jason Berg. A lot of sponsors on that machine, I'll tell you what. About 3 minutes left in practice. I do want to talk about these SRX cars specifically built for the SRX series. Really interesting series that started by Ray Evernham, Tony Stewart involved heavily. Very interesting, bringing a lot of the legends of the NASCAR IROC style races, bringing a lot of the old legends, current drivers, and a local hero. What a great series. Unfortunately, don't think it no longer runs. I think they sold out, unfortunately. But watching that 29, Jason Johnson here, putting down some laps. He's 9th on the board right now, with a few minutes left here in practice. Jump over to the 17 Western Auto here at Ken Dunn. Just now getting out there. He's up in 8th. What a great race to unfold here at Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park. Looking like it's going to be a real fun one. We got about 12 drivers so far to make a lap here in practice. So we'll see what we can do. Looks about 1 minute left. So we're going to go ahead, jump side by side. Then we'll be back here with qualifying with the Hot Fuel Racing Series, the short track league here at Lucas Oil with the SRX cars. 95 laps here tonight. See Tyler Daniels on top of the board. Can he keep the momentum rolling? Find out when we return here with qualifying. We will be right back. Oh boy, okay. What a great way to join back. A little bit of action pack there. Practice coming to a close. We are rolling over here into qualifying. Drivers going to make their way out on to this Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park Speedway and begin to make their qualifying laps. See Austin Toller in that 46, one of the first drivers there, taken out to the racetrack. John Spizak as well. Drop down our tower, waiting for those first laps to roll in here. 54, John Spizak out there getting some laps. In that 46 of Austin Toller. We see the 44, Travis Shepard, currently out there. From Henrico, Virginia, go ahead, go see where everybody's from before we get rolling here. See if anybody put in that data. Of course, they got to add it to the list. Not seeing anybody else adding that data. Nope. Oh, Greenville, South Carolina for Richard Culbertson in the 69 there. But first driver up on the board, John Spizak to the top of the list there. Fred Daniels sitting there in second in that number 5. Austin Toller jumping up to third in the 46. Travis Shepard up to fourth right now. Not sure why some of my info not showing up. Yep, why would Travis's info not show up? That is so weird. All right, but we only got a few drivers. So John Spizak currently out on top. The 23, 111, 105 miles an hour. Fred Daniels sitting in second, 23, 176. It looks like Culbertson out there in that Ally machine. He jumps up to third. That was a 23.271 that he did. See if this second lap can be any better. Just slightly, a 270, beating the 271. Just slightly, a little bit faster. Pretty sure Fred already put his laps down, but he stayed out there on track so he can get some practice here. I do believe. Don't see any other drivers currently out on track right now. Fred in this number 5, the only car out here right now. Taking a look at him, just making some laps here. Oh, sideways into the wall. Good to get it out here before the race. Really find that limit. Push the edge. Find the limit. Guess what? Fred Daniels in that 5. Doing just that. Finding right where that edge is. Don't see any more drivers pulling out there for qualifying. Still watching that 5 of Fred Daniels, making some laps out there. Let's go ahead and hop on board with the drone real quick. Great look at this Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park. We want to give a big thank you to the sponsor here at Hot Fuel Racing. Big shout out, Bright Flame Counseling, everything that you do for the Hot Fuel Racing Short Track League here. Next week, we head over to New Smyrna with the Tour Mods. That's going to be 135 laps next week. Once again, 8:45 Eastern time, going live Tuesday. Make sure you check that out. Coming up this week, tomorrow, we got the Platinum Truck Series with the Inspired Racing League. And then we got the Inspired Thunder Series on Saturday as they head to Nashville with the trucks as well. But the Platinum Truck Series is going to be heading to New Hampshire here tomorrow. So not going to want to miss that one as well. Riding on board right now with Fred Daniels. It's about 80 mile an hour mid-corner speed. See what they get up to. About 130, 131. Entering turn one, making some contact there with that outside wall. Oh, sideways there for Daniels. Able to keep it off the wall. A little bit of a 360 as well. And out the back. See that big wing here on these SRX cars. What a unique looking body these SRX cars are, I'll tell you what. We got a newcomer to qualifying. Joshua Dunn jumping out there, starting to make some laps there in the 91. We also got another latecomer, that 45, Tyler Daniels, your championship leader, out there making some laps. Go ahead, hop on board with him. 133 entering turn number one. Jumping up to the top spot, Tyler Daniels. And that Daniels Motorsports, number 45, Bright Flame Counseling, on that car as well. Taking a good look at that right there on that rear deck lid. New quick time, 22:776 by Tyler Daniels. See, he's stoked about that one there. Good job by him, jumping up to the top. Jason Berg hopping out there as well, it looks like. He's going to get out there and set some qualifying laps. Up to third, Fred Daniels, jumping back to third after Tyler Daniels knocking him off from that second position. Spizak was on top, but Daniels now takes the point, but Jason Berg pulls out onto the racetrack. Let's see what this 21 can do. Not many drivers getting qualifying laps out here. Quite a few look like they're just going to start from the back, kind of take what they're given and make it work. Two of these drivers not making their laps out here, it looks like. Up to second, Berg to second in that 21. With a 22:797. Just 2 thousandths off of Tyler Daniels. See what he can do on this second lap. Coming off of 4. Little bit of a wiggle. Will it be enough? No, it will not. Second place for the 21 of Berg there. Red Daniels in that 5 still out there making some laps, just getting some practice here all the way up till qualifying. Making sure he gets every lap that he can right now. Well, as qualifying rolls to an end, we're going to jump side by side one more time. Stick around. Green flag from Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park. The Hot Fuel Racing Season 2, race number 4 coming at you. We will be right back. All right, back here at Lucas Oil IRP. Let's go ahead and check out our starting grid here tonight for the Hot Fuel Racing Series. Tyler Daniels, Jason Berg, going to be out front, leading us to the green flag. John Spizak, Fred Daniels, going to be rolling off row number 2 here tonight. Richard Culbertson and Ken Dunn rolling off row number 3. Row 4, Austin Toller and Joshua Dunn. Rounding out our top 5, row number 5. Rounding out our top 10, Travis Shepard and Race Control. Don't think he's going to be racing, but Jason Johnson, Hunter Mitchell, row number 6. Rounding out the field here tonight, we got a great group of drivers here. Looking forward to an exciting race at IRP. These drivers definitely going to put on a good show for us here tonight. I am sure of that. Drivers getting gridded up. Look at your top 10. You're rocking those SRX cars, a unique combination. Not something you see every day. About to get the field rolling off and start going green here. The field making their way out. A little bit through the grass there for Fred Daniels in the 5. But we are rolling. Pace laps have begun. I think we're going to go do 2 pace laps. Get them double file. And we go green flag here. Gonna be one exciting race tonight. The Hot Fuel Racing Series. Gonna be bringing you all the action here on Push to Edge Productions. Of course, Greg Thilesen up in the booth. Hope you guys having a great Tuesday. Hanging out with us here. Hope you jump out and chat. Root for your favorite driver. Who you think is going to take it home here tonight. Scheduled for 95 laps around this place. No fast repairs. 1 set of additional tires. Again, those SRX cars around the Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park here in Claremont, Indiana. 0.67 miles, 860 feet of elevation, but the pace car down to pit lane. We are about to fire off. Tyler Daniels and Jason Berg out in front. We are about to go green flag, and that green flag out in the air. Berg on the outside. What a great jump from that outside front row, the high side. Very dominant here at IRP. So we're going to have to keep that in mind. Back there in third, Spizak, but second and first, battling for that top spot on the outside, Jason Berg. Not enough. Tyler Daniels in that 45, able to grab the spot up in front. That 21 settles for second. John Spizak to third. Fred Daniels to fourth. And Richard Culbertson to fifth right now. The battle is going to begin here early. Oh no, the 69 around here early. No yellow flag, single car. No yellow flag coming out. Able to get that thing back rolling. Oh no. Very unfortunate for that 69 car. No caution flags for single car incidents here at Hot Fuel Racing. So no caution. We continue green here. Out in front, Tyler Daniels in that 45, leading us here to the backstretch. Wow, these cars definitely doing an amazing job here tonight. Putting on a good show as well. Staying pretty consistent. These SRX cars built to kind of be a spec race car. So it definitely puts it on the race car driver to get that car up front. Very dependent on the driver behind the wheel. And iRacing even more so, putting it more so on the driver. These cars all exactly the same. I don't know if you caught that. The 21 of Berg, big moment. Sideways off of 4 there last time by. That was quite the moment. Little bit of side by side there. We watch Fred Daniels, excuse me, battling there with Spizak as he comes around. Fred Daniels around. Yellow flag is out here for the first time. Let's take a look back at that one. Oh no, first caution flag here tonight. He got sideways. That was not with help. Oh no. He just got loose and came around. Unfortunately, Fred Daniels in that 5 machine coming around there. Let's take a look back at that one more time. Take a look here. Fortunately, that 5 just coming around. No help there at all. Just coming around, unfortunately. Go one more look at that. Might have looked like Travis Shepard in that big-ass fans machine helped him, but definitely didn't. That 44 not involved there. He did not make contact, as we just saw. Well, back live, pace laps coming to a close here next time by Tyler Daniels out in front. Let's check how our top 5 in the championship currently running. Tyler Daniels, your championship leader, out in front. P1 in the championship, P1 on the track. John Spizak back in 3rd, 2nd in the points. Toller back in 6th, 3rd in the points. Fred Daniels back in 5th on the track, 4th in the championship points. And Joshua Dunn, that 91, back in 7th right now, 5th in the championship points. While we got the moment, let's take a good look at those championship points. Tyler Daniels leading with the 113. John Spizak, Austin Toller there in 99, tied for 2nd and 3rd. Fred Daniels, Joshua Dunn tied with 96. Ken Dunn just ahead of Christian Alston and just ahead of Travis Shepard. Richard Culbertson just leading Jason Berg, your top 10 in points. See a little bit how the drivers been doing this season with their top 5s, their top 10s. We got a few different drivers, 3 different winners so far. Different bonus points, a few changes from the last race, how many starts each driver's done, and their provisionals. A great look into the point situation here at the Hot Fuel Racing Series. But we are about to go back green. Tyler Daniels, Jason Berg going to be leading us back here on the green flag. Looking at our top 10 now that it's reset. Tyler Daniels, Jason Berg, John Spizak, Travis Shepard, Fred Daniels, Austin Toller, Joshua Dunn, Ken Dunn, Hunter Mitchell, Richard Culbertson. Your top 10 coming back to green. But we are about to go back green. Tyler Daniels in that 45 leading the way. We are back. Green flag at IRP. Off of turn number 2, the field, making their way down the backstretch. What a view. They're still side by side back here for 4th position. That's Fred Daniels and Travis Shepard battling it out right there. Daniels down on the bottom, looking to make it past that 44, but the 44 up on that high side with the run, that big ass fans. 44 not able to get it done. taking the long way around that 5. Fred Daniels able to scoop by down there on the bottom, taking a little look back. These drivers a little bit slower. That's Jason Johnson at 29, the Richard Culbertson, number 69. And then a little bit off the pace, Ken Dunn in that 17. Think he had an incident there after we went green. Taking a look at that. Let's make it full speed here. See what happened to that 17. Oh, the 69 making some contact. Coming around, backing it in to that outside wall there. Fortunately, not a caution flag coming out for that one. But 15 laps complete here for the Hot Fuel Racing. Season 2, race number 4 at IRP. Tyler Daniels out in front in that 45. That Bright Flame Counseling. Daniels Motorsports Machine leading the way here so far. Taking a look, led all the laps so far, all 16. Led by this number 45 here so far. But while we got a moment, let's take a look at one of our new graphics here. Let's see just how close that 21 Jason Berg is coming to that Tyler Daniels 45. Unfortunately, losing a little bit per lap. So not gaining on that 45 is that 21. A great look into how these drivers are head-to-head. Tyler Daniels out in front of that 45, Jason Berg. That 21 just behind him. That difference just about 0.6 of a second right now. You see the graphic trying to adjust itself for where they sit right now. Looks like gaining a little bit last lap. Now the average starting to swing towards that 21 sitting there in second. Keep an eye for that battle for that race lead. Great look at that with that new graphic. Taking a little look back behind that 45 and the 21. That 44, Travis Shepard, he's sitting back here in third. But look at this. Started all the way back in that 9th position. Currently up 6 spots. Currently our biggest mover right now. Take a look at that tower, the movers and shakers. Who's gone up? Who's gone down the racetrack? We also see that 91 battling there with the 5 of Fred Daniels side by side down there on the bottom. Fred able to get that pass up there on the high side. But also that 91 up 3 spots as well, up in the 5th position. He started back in 8th. He's making a charge forward. As he dives down, contact with the 5. A little bit of rubbing his racing right there. Oh my, oh my. Fred Daniels and Joshua Dunn trading body blows right there. Wow. That battle definitely beginning to heat up right here. As we watch, our race leaders starting to have to come into some lap traffic right now. Take a look, Tyler Daniels, that 45. We've already got a few cars a lap down. So, definitely going to be keeping an eye out there on that. And that 17 car definitely within danger of going a lap down. You look just behind him, that 45 of Tyler Daniels creeping back there. And the driver's just ahead of him, not far up there as well. That 45 closing the gap, I'll tell you what. Seeing him creeping there in the rear of that camera. Jason Berg, that 21, still Hasn't left that 45's back bumper though. Definitely still in contention. Let's go ahead, ride on board, chasing down that race leader in the 45 around the 17. Out on the outside. Ken Dunn down there on the inside the 17. Tyler Daniels and now Jason Berg able to work their way through. Riding along with that 21 of Berg, sitting there in second. Watching that 45 just out ahead of him. Tyler Daniels with that race lead. Taking a look out that rear. Travis Shepard not too far behind in that 44 as well. That gap just under a second also. But the gap to out front, 0.6 of a second, separating that 45 and this 21 of Jason Berg. At 45, Tyler Daniels led every lap so far. But is he pushing his car too much? Can Jason save a little bit of tire and make his way around this 45? That's kind of the question I got. But let's look, the best battles on the track. Currently the closest gap is this battle for the race lead, Tyler Daniels and Jason Berg. And then Berg and Shepard, the second closest battle. Then Shepard back to Dunn for third and fourth. Our closest battles. So let's take a look back here to Shepard. Kind of in the middle of that one. That big ass fans number 44. Again, our biggest mover up 6 spots, starting back in the 9th spot, doing a great job moving forward. From Virginia, Travis Shepard making the trek out here over to Indiana. Go ahead, look what he's comparing to the leader. The leader's last lap, Tyler Daniels, in that 45, lasted a 23.427. And Travis Shepard's last lap, a 23.358. So he's going just as fast, a little tick faster that last lap there than your race leader. He is starting to catch that 21 in the 45 just a little bit. You see another lap car. That's that 29 of Jason Johnson. Move down that racetrack. Let those lap drivers work their way by. Great job by that 29. A great gentlemanly thing to do. But we are already 35 laps complete. Things are getting heated. Daniels out in front. Berg hot on his tail. That 21 not letting that 45 get too far away. What a good run there off of 2. Can he make it count? Down into 3, leeching down on that inside, making up a bunch of time right there. Cut that gap down to under 0.3 of a second. That battle for the race lead starting to heat up here. Travis Shepard also in that conversation. Don't leave him out of it as well. But that battle for the race lead, that is heating up right now, I'll tell you what. 38 laps complete around this beautiful Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park. Those drivers making their way around. It's such an awesome view. Watch those drivers make their way through. Jump up to that sky blimp cam up here. Watch those drivers making their way around. It's such an awesome racetrack here. Riding on with that 21, Jason Berg. Still trying to battle with that 45, Tyler Daniels, for that lead position right now. See that sun starting to go down. Track temp's going to start dropping. And I expect a little bit of that weather to start changing. We started with 122 degrees on the track temperature. We are down to 87 now. So they are definitely starting to feel some more grip here in these race cars. Still about 5 mile an hour of wind. 80 degrees out there in the air temp. So a nice day out there in Indiana. But we have 42 laps complete as we come to the stripe this next time by. These drivers absolutely doing a great job, I'll tell you what. This battle for the lead definitely starting to heat up. That 21 right on that back bumper now of that 45. And that 44, he is also not out of the fight as well. He's trying to track down these race leaders as they start battling it out. Coming to just about halfway here soon. I see Axel stopping by out in the chat. I want to say big thank you, Axel. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Caitlin out in the chat. Let's go. Thank you. I appreciate it. The best wife ever. Checking me out. Calling some racing. Can't ask for much more than that. As we make our way through 1 and 2. Berg still on the tail of that 45, excuse me, of Daniels. The 44 hot on the tail of that 21, trying to chase down these race leaders, battling it out up front right here. It is anybody's race right now. Little on board with that 21 of Berg, watching up front that 45 of Daniels leading the way. That sun definitely starting to go down. Might start being an effect on these drivers. You see the sights out your windshield. So important. So definitely something to keep in mind as we make our way around. Those sights starting to change. The views starting to be a little bit different. Definitely something you gotta keep in mind. Jump on the gyro cam. See just how flat it is. That cam not moving much of that gyroscope as we make it through the turns. Not very banked. It is super flat here at IRP. Just a great look at how flat it is out here. But we are halfway. We have made it to the halfway point. Just a little less than halfway to go. Let's look here at our race recap so far. 48 laps of the 95 scheduled complete so far. Tyler Daniels out in front. Only our one caution flag there. We're on a good green flag run right now. We saw one other spin there early, not bringing out a caution. And then one a little bit after that first caution. And that one not bringing out a caution. 3 incidents here so far, but only one caution flag here tonight. That battle for the race lead is kind of the battle we've been watching for the majority right now, because that is the closest battle out there on the racetrack. 0.3 of a second separating them. And then that next closest battle would be Daniels to Berg, which is, or excuse me, Daniels to Toller, which is 0.2 of a second. That means Toller about to go a lap down. That's not correct. Not sure why that's got that. There we go. Toller and Culbertson. It corrected itself. Sorry about that. Of course, STK not cooperating with everything today. Can't ask for everything. But while we got a little bit of a green flag action, let's go ahead and do our crank it up. Let's hear the sights and the sounds of the Hot Fuel Racing Series. Let's listen to these cars and all their glory. Let's hear it. Let's crank it up. Thank you guys. A little bit of a crank it up segment. Getting to hear the sights and the sounds here of the Hot Fuel Racing Series. Still out in front, Tyler Daniels, Jason Berg battling it out for this race lead right now. That 21 trying to track down that 45 out front so far all day. Started out front, still out in front, and led every lap. All 58 laps led by that number 45 of Tyler Daniels. That 21 not making it any easy on him, though, because that 21 is right there. The gap now back to about a half a second. Starting to build a little bit, but definitely not too big of a gap. Still our closest battle out here on the racetrack also. Making their way around the rest of the field, looking like they're getting pretty stretched out. Closest battle, still this battle for the lead. Daniels making some contact there with the outside wall. Let's look at this. We see this is a battle here for the 5th spot. Excuse me, for the 6th spot. Richard Culbertson passing the 5 of Fred Daniels. Culbertson in that 69. Able to get that pass done there on the inside. That was a lap or two ago. Still got that 69 behind him there. And actually, no, the 69 back in front of that 5 car. Things getting a little bit more mellowed out. Drivers starting to get a little bit spread out. Taking a look just ahead. Richard Culbertson, that next driver about to go a lap down. Take a look. Fred Daniels, that number 5 there in 7th. That's the first driver a lap down. And then just a bit ahead, Richard Culbertson. The first driver not a lap down, but take a look. That 21 not giving any breaks, I promise, to that race leader, I'll tell you what. So that's that group there. Richard Culbertson, Austin Toller, and Joshua Dunn just ahead of Tyler Daniels and Jason Berg. Starting to come into your picture as we watch these race leaders. Coming just to 30 to go next time by. We got 30 laps to go. Tyler Daniels still out in front, an amazing, dominant performance. Let's go ahead and run through the field real quick. Tyler Daniels from the start to right now out in front. Jason Berg also the same, started out in second, just not able to make his way past his 45, but he has absolutely stayed glued to the rear bumper. Now we start entering some lap traffic. This might come into play. We are not going to jump back and scroll through the field because this is about to get exciting right here. The 17 down to the bottom. Another lap car, Ken Dunn. The 45 to the outside, able to make his way past him. He was already a lap down. The next car to go a lap down is at 69. Just put that 17 2 laps down. Trying to fight to get that 69 a lap down now. Oh! Culbertson into the wall. Trying to battle to stay on the lead lap. Almost contact with Berg. Back there in second. The leaders making their way by that 69 machine. Now, that 45 making his sights on that 40 or 46 of Austin Toller. Down to the bottom. The 45, Tyler Daniels, the 46, Austin Toller, side by side off of 4. Daniels down to the bottom, clear into 1. Berg with a big move in the 21, all the way down to the bottom. Now side by side with that 46, able to clear him off of turn 2. The leaders able to work their way through that lap traffic. Wow, that was incredible. Now we're going to jump back to that third place driver. Now that that mess is all dealt with. Dunn back in third back here, just ahead of Travis Shepard. And he's battling with the driver of that number 5 back in 7th. He's a lap down. Contact. Little bit of door action there by the 44 Shepard, letting that lap car Fred Daniels in that number 5 know, hey buddy, I'm on the lead lap. I gotta get by right now. But that first driver a lap down, now sitting there back in the 5th position, Austin Toller. What a way this has shaken things up. 23 laps to go. Tyler Daniels still out in front in that 45. In absolute dominating fashion. Just able to keep that 21 just behind him. That battle for the race lead, the all night, been the closest battle. The 21 of Berg just been all over Tyler Daniels in that 45 all night. This has been the battle we have been watching because it's been the closest battle on the track all night. Hands down, consistently, the closest two drivers out on the racetrack battling it out lap after lap. You see a good run by the 21 of Berg. Kind of mid-corner. It wasn't exactly where he wanted it. He couldn't really take advantage of it there. Off of 4. Kind of peeks his nose down there to the bottom, but just not enough to do anything with it. 20 laps to go as we cross the stripe. That Daniels Motorsports Bright Flame Counseling number 45 doing everything that he can to hold that number 21 off there behind him. Riding on board with that 45 of Tyler Daniels, looking out that back trunk lid through that wing, that 21 of Jason Berg, doing absolutely everything that he can do to try to make a way around this 45. Led every lap here so far, trying to find a way around. Oh, a big wiggle off of 2 for Daniels. Man, it's just so menacing watching that car behind you dancing back there. Awesome view, I'll tell you what. Just the bit of his bumper creeping there under the wing, letting you know he's getting real close. Such an awesome view. That Bright Flame Counseling PLLC there on the deck lid. Big sponsor of the series. But one more to go. We're 15 laps to go. This battle for the race lead definitely heating up. Tyler Daniels at 45, able to lead every lap so far. But that 21 of Berg right there on his back bumper. Not giving him an inch, I'll tell you what. 15 left to go here with the SRX cars in Indianapolis Raceway Park. Let's take a look a little farther back. Joshua Dunn back there in third. A big blink. Oh no. Hopefully no more issues there for Dunn back in third. Travis Shepard back there in fourth. Lost that spot to the 91. They're both up 5 spots right now. Taking a look, so your biggest mover currently Dunn up to third. There in the 91. Up the most positions. Started there in 8th, up to 3rd. Moving forward in that 91. But Shepard also up 5. Started back in 9th, but up to 4th. Not enough to be the biggest mover, because you got to be the most up the highest. So Dunn holding on to that right now. Toller back in the top 5. Up in 5th. Started back in 7th. There in the 46. Richard Culbertson down a spot. Started there in 5th. Back to 6th. There in the 69. Fred Daniels in the 5. Losing 3 spots. Started up in 4th. Down to 7th. Ken Dunn in that 17. Started up in 6th. He's back to 8th. Jason Johnson, he's parked at 29, unfortunately, it looks like. Started in 9th, back in 11th. Spizak as well, parked at 54. Started up in 3rd, back in 10th, unfortunately. It looked like he had an incident. Let's take a look at that. He missed this one. I'm pretty sure, oh no. The 54 coming around there on the front stretch. Not ideal there for him. And then Hunter Mitchell as well, back in 12th, or 11th, started in 12th. There in the 16. But coming at 10 to go out in front, that battle for the race lead. Tyler Daniels still leading. That 21 of Jason Berg. Bracken Sure out in chat. What's up, Greg? I appreciate you stopping by, Bracken. What's up, buddy? We got just under 10 to go. 8 to go once we come to the line. This is the battle for your race lead right now. Tyler Daniels in that 45, just ahead of the 21, Jason Berg. Take a look at our top 10. Joshua Dunn back in 3rd. Travis Shepard. Austin Toller, Richard Culbertson, Ken Dunn, Fred Daniels, Jason Johnson, John Spizak, your top 10. But that battle for the race lead, that's what we're watching right now. Definitely heating up. Look out of that 45. Through the nose, that 21 of Jason Berg right behind him. What a battle for this race lead all night. That battle stayed within about a second, I'll tell you what. A lot of the other drivers, gap starting to spread out quite a bit. But this battle for the race lead has been fierce all night long. Coming to 5 to go off of turn number 4. Tyler Daniels out in front, led every lap. 5 to go here at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Big shout out, Bright Flame Counseling. Thank you everything that you do for the Hot Fuel Racing Short Track League. Here this week with the SRX series, a little bit of a change up. We change the combination every car and track every single week. So you got to check out and check back in every week. Make sure you go down, hit that subscribe button, go and mash that like button for me. Helps us so much here at Push to Edge Productions. Of course, Greg Thilesen up in the booth, bringing you all the action from the Inspired Racing League, the Rogue Racing League, the Hot Fuel Short Track League, and the Bad Batch Sim Racers. Big shout out to all of the leagues that I get to broadcast. But that battle for the race lead, coming down to 2 to go. Berg is all over that 45 of Daniels. 2 laps to go here at Lucas Oil, Indianapolis Raceway Park. The battle for the race lead, that is on. And right now, that battle absolutely heating up. White flag about to come out. It is in the air for that 45 of Tyler Daniels. That white flag out in the air. We are battling down to the last lap. Can Berg make something happen down in turn number 3? I don't think he is close enough. Daniels out of turn number 4. Checkered flag out in the air. Daniels gets it done in the SRX here at Lucas Oil, Indianapolis Raceway Park. Berg able to capture second and Dunn able to come home there in third. Joshua Dunn, that 91, capturing that third place position. But that 45 of Tyler Daniels, your winner here at IRP. What a night here with the Hot Fuel Racing Series, the Short Track League here at IRP. Tyler Daniels, the 45, brings it home. That Daniels Motorsports Bright Flame Counseling, number 45, able to get it done here tonight. That will make for our first repeat winner here in Hot Fuel Racing. Tyler Daniels getting it done here at IRP. Celebrating out on that front stretch. There in the checkerboard and on the front stretch. Well-deserved victory. From green to checkered, Tyler Daniels able to hold off the rest of the competition and get it done here tonight. What a celebration by that number 45 of Tyler Daniels. Out on that front stretch. He blows the engine celebrating. What a great one. Wow. Let's go ahead. Look at the race results here before we break away for a moment. Tyler Daniels getting it done here tonight. Jason Berg coming home second. Joshua Dunn bringing it home in third. One caution flag for 4 laps. for all 95 laps. What a great job by the drivers there tonight. 0 green flag lead changes between 2 different leaders. Nope, there was only 1 leader there tonight. Oh no, Spizak was able to lead a lap, it looks like. I see a lap led there for Spizak. I thought Tyler Daniels got every lap, but I guess somewhere Spizak was able to grab a lap in there. Joshua Dunn, the hard charger, up 5 spots from 8th position, able to come home with a podium tonight. The most laps led, fastest lap, and the pole, all from that race winner, Tyler Daniels. 94 laps led. 22.715 for the fastest lap. And of course, Tyler Daniels, that Daniels Motorsports. Number 45, getting the pole, bringing it wire to wire. From green to checkered. What a drive from that number 45. Well, let's go ahead. We're going to jump to commercials. We're going to grab that driver of that number 45, get him up here over to victory lane. We will be right back. And we have made our way over to victory lane, the Hot Fuel Racing Short Track League winner here at the Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park. Tyler Daniels in that number 45, Daniels Motorsports, Bright Flame Counseling. Number 45, tell me just how you did it. 94 of the 95 laps led out there tonight, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know where I gave up the 1, but damn it, Jason kept me honest for sure. That was a good battle. I had fun. I know we weren't side by side, but we were both driving our asses off to try and, you know, keep each other honest.
Definitely a great race. That battle up front just within a second, I think within the whole race. There was times that he'd kind of drop back a little bit there, but for the most part, he was within a second of you the whole time, just trying to wait for you to make a mistake, but no mistakes out of that 45 there tonight. Tell me just how you got it done there, buddy.
Uh, I'm not really sure. Just kind of tire management, really. Just driving my ass off as much as I could without overdoing it. Um, with Jason, especially on the short tracks, you got to do a lot of mirror driving. I think I scuffed the wall once or twice doing so. Um, but yeah, I mean, he's probably one of my favorite competitors to have out here, and can't wait for further races with him.
Definitely a good result. It looks like John Spizak was recorded for leading a lap. I'm not sure when that one happened, but it looks like they gave John a lap led. It might have been their pacing on that first lap because he was side by side there on lap 1 on that initial start. He was right there up side by side. Might have been one of those first laps there early, but then when he fell off, Jason Berg right there up beside you, I believe.
I think Jason qualified outside pole. I'm not sure how that happened. It's probably just iRacing glitch, but Uh, yeah, I don't know what happened to John. I know he was high up there in points. I know he parked it, but I'm not sure why or what happened, if he spun or what. But definitely props to the guys that were out here and stuck it out. I know the car is it's a difficult one to drive, man. These things are heavy. These things got a lot of power. It's a small tire, and they are tight. They are hard to drive. So props to all the guys.
Yeah, all those drivers doing a great job out there tonight. But yeah, John did unfortunately come around on the front stretch there. I think it was about lap 14 or 15 he came around there. So I think, and no caution flag for that one for the single car. So fortunately, fortunate hand dealt for him. But what a great night, Tyler Daniels coming out on top there, buddy, Who you got to thank coming home with that podium in the win tonight?
Yeah, I always got to thank the sponsors, Bright Flame Counseling. X Golf's on there this week too, so it's good to have them on the car and get a win with them on. Um, yeah, just super happy to bring it home in P1, help the points lead out a little bit, and looking forward to the rest of the season.
Yeah, what an amazing race there. Looking forward to next week, the Tour Mods at New Smyrna, one of the tracks I've frequented quite often in person. Tell me a little bit about the plan going there.
Yeah, that's one of the cars I struggle with actually. So I'm definitely have to put the work in for next week. Jason's always really good. Josh is pretty good in those cars. I think Travis as well. He's pretty solid in the tour mod. So we got some work to do there, but looking forward to it. And hopefully, the worst I do is try and keep somewhat of a points lead on these guys and still finish up front. But we'll do what we can going into next week, and looking forward to it.
Yeah, look forward to seeing you there next week, Tyler. Great job tonight. Congratulations once again. I'll let you go celebrate with the crew there, buddy. Great job, pal.
Yeah, man, appreciate it, bud.
All right, we're going to grab that second place driver, the
No,
driver of that 21, Jason Berg, coming home P2 tonight. It felt like you were right on the trunk lid of that 45, Tyler Daniels, just about all night. Tell me how that race went.
it was good. It was fun. Longest race or run that I think all of us have ever done with this car. So didn't really know what to expect, but um, it was fun. I enjoyed the car and all the throttle work and everything he had to do, and the brake work, the trail braking. It just makes it for a fun experience, in my opinion. And it was uh, it was fun and to see, where Tyler and I ended up being the same speed in certain areas of the corner, and then he'd have stronger points, and it would swing back to me, and so it was a fun race overall. I really really like races like that. I'll gladly finish second or held dead last if I can just have a fun race with people where I'm not, wrecking and pacing all night. So I enjoyed it a lot. He drove a good race.
Yeah, very good race. It felt like there was never a moment that you guys were separated more than, I think, a second. I think the highest
Yeah.
gap I saw between you two were about 9/10 of a second, where you kind of lost a little bit, made a mistake, and then you were right back there within 2 to 3 tenths, and then within 2 tenths, right up his back bumper, making a move. Fortunately, just not able to get it done. Tell me, that high side looked really strong. You were able to keep that momentum up. He was really strong on that high side. Just nowhere to go to get around him tonight, right?
Yeah, yeah, more or less. I mean, our lines were quite a bit different on the entry, but um, so that's where I felt like I would really close up was with kind of using the lower line. There's like a slight transition in the banking, so if you hit it right, you can use it to kind of de-wedge the car a little bit and make it rotate. And then obviously, the trail braking. But our lines were pretty similar off the corner, and yeah, I ran out of laps, plain and simple. I mean, there was a few times, probably more than 8, 10 times where a bump and run could have been possible, but like I was telling these guys just now, with the flat track, you want to be very, very, very careful with touching bumpers at all because you're already on the edge of grip. And so, I don't know. I just wasn't really trusting the bump and run tonight, and I didn't want to ruin his race by any means, or my race, or anybody behind us. So, um, sucks that it didn't work out, and I wasn't able to really get it done. But at the same time, I was still having a blast. So,
It was a great battle to watch. I'll tell you what. Every chance you took a look in it. It was exciting. I thought for sure you were going to have him at least once or twice. I thought you were going to get that pass done,
yeah.
or at least come side by side for sure. But
hmm
it was a lot of fun to watch there tonight. Congratulations there, Jason Berg, coming home second. Before I let you go, buddy, who you got to thank?
Let's see. Torclift International. Not only is that my work, but we do, a ton of aftermarket accessories for towing and, stair systems and different steps and such to get into your trailer or RV, and aftermarket bumpers, all kinds of stuff. So if you ever need anything for towing or camping, that's what we specialize in. So hit them up. And then Spizak, my buddy that races with us, he's got his Spizak's, I think it's mobile RV repair and maintenance. I might be butchering the name, but Yeah, Spizak in our league here. Hit him up if you ever need any repair work done in your RV. He's out there on the East Coast where I think a lot of these guys are. So check him out as well.
Well, awesome job there tonight. That 21, Jason Berg, getting it done on the podium, second place. Great job, buddy. Look forward to seeing you over at New Smyrna and some tour mods next week.
Oh hell yeah, that's gonna be fun, dude. That track with those cars is insane. So that'll
I've
be a
gotten
good
to
one.
witness
For
the
sure.
tour mods come into town at New Smyrna in person, and I'll tell you what, they sure put on
Oh
a show in
man.
person. I expect nothing less.
Oh yeah. Yeah, cool. We'll see you next week.
Awesome job there, Jason. Congratulations once again. We'll see you next week, buddy.
Yep. Yep.
All right, let's go ahead, grab Joshua Dunn. Joshua Dunn in that number 91, able to be our biggest mover here tonight, up 5 spots from that starting position in 8th. Finish up on the podium there in 3rd. Josh, tell me a little bit about your run there tonight, buddy.
Run was pretty good. Car felt good. I know guys were struggling with this vehicle tonight, but I found it to be a lot of fun. It was a little challenging trying to get it to turn on entry, but I think the way Tyler had it set up tonight, it was able to rotate when you got it on the brakes and could use some of the seams, having the progressive banking here at IRP, and then just trying to get the power down off the corner. It was just a lot of fun to work the car and get it to manipulate around the corner there.
A little bit of gap from the rest of the drivers. Those 2 drivers out front just separating themselves a little bit there tonight. Tell me how it was working through the rest of that traffic here tonight.
It was a lot of fun. Again, this track is super racy. So once it gets gripped up, get the tires up to temp, you can really make moves. And yeah, it was a lot of fun coming up through there. And yeah, like you said, Jason Berg and Tyler Daniels, they were way out there. Whole nother zip code.
Yeah, fortunately, I don't know what those drivers did. Put a few extra laps in or what. I know Tyler building this setup maybe a little bit of an advantage there, but definitely those 2 drivers just ahead of the field there tonight. And still impressive performance there, Josh, coming home on the podium. So nothing to shake a stick at. But tell me a little bit about that racetrack tonight. Did it start gaining grip there? Once the lights started to go down, we started at about a 122-degree track, and it ended up about the 90s and 80s, high 80s at the end there. Tell me about that track change over the night.
Yeah, once like you mentioned, once the sun went down, it went from getting slick to and icy to gripping up a little bit. So you really had to kind of worry about the car getting tight through the center and make sure that you were a little easier off the throttle, getting it off the exit of the corner. So it did make it more of a challenge, but at that point we were pretty strung out, and it was more of a driver's race, racing against your car in the track.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch there tonight. All you drivers doing an absolute amazing job. Shout out to each and every single one of you. But before I let you go, once again, congratulations, Joshua Dunn. That 91 coming home P3 tonight. Who do you got to thank before I let you go, buddy?
Got to thank the family just for them and their support for everything, and then thank Tyler Daniels and Greg, you guys putting the broadcast on and putting on the league. So just shout out to all the drivers coming out every week. It's a great place to be. If you're watching this and you need a place to race, come race with us. These drivers are really great people and great drivers, so come check it out.
Awesome job there. That 91 Joshua Dunn. P3 tonight. Great job, buddy. Look forward to seeing you next week over there in some tour mods near New Smyrna. What you got for that?
It's gonna be a little challenge. I do like the tour mods, another tire saving management race, and New Smyrna is a new challenge. I don't really spend much time on that track, so looking forward to trying a place that I haven't run very much.
Awesome. Look forward to it. I've personally spent some time there in real life, a lot of time, but look forward to seeing you guys tackle the iRacing challenge next week there in the tour mods. Have a good one, Josh. Great talking with you, pal.
Adios. Take care.
And that is a wrap there from interviews from our podium drivers. Let's go ahead, recap on our race results one more time here. So Tyler Daniels, of course, coming home, our race winner, Jason Berg, Joshua Dunn, rounding out our podium. We just got the chance to speak with all of those drivers. the Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park, the 0.67 mile racetrack, just over a half mile. What a great race that these drivers put on tonight. It's been absolutely amazing. I had an absolute blast. I will tell you what. 95 total laps, 63 miles, the total distance, just about 63.95. So I'll call it 64 miles. What a great night of racing with these SRX cars. I personally had to go purchase these cars. I have not even driven them. I took a few laps here with their setup as well. And man, I'll tell you what, it was a tough car track combination to drive. So definitely shout out to all these drivers sticking it out tonight. It was a great time watching them. And I'll tell you what, mad props to all those drivers. 0 green flag lead changes. Tyler Daniels just so dominant out front there tonight. 1 caution flag for 4 laps. Joshua Dunn, the biggest mover like we talked about, up 5 spots up to 3rd, starting back in 8th. Tyler Daniels, the most laps led, fastest lap, the pole position, coming home out on top, the absolute sweep of the sweeps. That Daniels Motorsport. Bright Flame Counseling, number 45, just so dominant here tonight at RRP. It's such a pleasure to watch. But what a great race. Let's go ahead and look at our championship standings coming in. Tyler Daniels, John Spizak, unfortunately not the night that he wanted there for points, coming in 2nd. Austin Toller in 3rd, had a top 5. Fred Daniels, also not too far behind there. He had a top 10 in 8th. Joshua Dunn up there on the podium. Ken Dunn, Christian Alston, Travis Shepard, a pretty good night. Richard Culbertson doing all right as well. And Jason Berg coming home 2nd, your top 10. What a great night of racing. I will tell you what. But until next time, it was an absolute pleasure, guys. I hope you guys all had a great Tuesday here with the Hot Fuel Racing Short Track League. It was Greg Thilesen for Push the Edge Productions up in the booth, bringing you all the action. It was an absolute pleasure from everybody at the league, all the drivers, all the admins. Thank you, all the fans that stopped by. Thank you, guys, if you made it this far. I appreciate you so much. Stop by and chat. Axel, thank you hopping out there in the chat. Bracken, sure. Caitlin, thank you guys all stopping by and saying what's up. For Bright Flame Counseling, thank you for everything that you guys do. But for Greg and Push the Edge Productions, that is going to be a wrap, guys, from the Hot Fuel Racing series here tonight. Until next time, push the edge and find the limit.